Did you hear what the new recruit did?
No, what happened?
He praised her, out loud, in the middle of the procession.
Is he still alive?
That's the strange part. She turned and looked at him.
The day I was assigned to the Queen's Royal Guard was the proudest moment of my life. I had trained for 11 years in the cold stone barracks of the outer citadel, sharpening my blade, hardening my body, and silencing every weakness inside me. 1,000 recruits had tried. Only 12 were chosen each decade. I was the last of those 12, the one the commanders had debated longest, the one who had nearly been passed over twice. But I was here now, standing in full black and gold armor at the edge of the grand processional hall of Valethorn, where every pillar was carved from living gold and every torch burned without fire. I had never seen her before. Not truly. Portraits did not count. Rumors did not count. Nothing counted until the moment the great doors at the far end of the hall split open like the jaws of something ancient, and she walked through. Queen Seraphine of Valethorn. She was not what I expected. I had heard the stories. Cold, calculating, ancient beyond her years, a ruler forged from war and silence. What I saw was something different. She moved like the hall had been built around her, like the golden light existed only to follow her steps. Her white braid fell over one armored shoulder, swaying with each stride. The green gem on her crown pulsed once, slowly, like a heartbeat. Her golden eyes stared forward, fixed on nothing, fixed on everything. Around her, 200 armored soldiers stood in perfect lines on both sides, and not one of them breathed too loudly. I was at the very end of the left row, the last guard, the newest, the least. And without thinking, without any wisdom or caution or self-preservation, I whispered it. She is extraordinary. I did not mean to say it aloud. It was the kind of thought a man keeps locked behind his teeth, the kind that belongs only to the private dark of one's own mind. But the hall was so silent, and my voice, even at a whisper, carried like a stone dropped into still water. The soldier beside me went rigid. I felt it before I saw it, the way his entire body turned to iron. The one ahead of him did the same. A stillness moved down the row like a slow wave, each guard freezing in place, as if time itself was deciding whether to continue. Queen Seraphine stopped walking. The entire procession stopped with her. 200 soldiers, 3 advisors for scribes. Every living thing in that hall became a statue. The golden torches flickered once, as if they too were holding their breath. Then slowly she turned, not fully, not dramatically. She turned just enough, a smooth, deliberate rotation at the shoulder, her braids swinging behind her, until those golden eyes found the end of the left row.
Until they found me.
I did not look away. I don't know why. Every instinct, every 11 years of training told me to drop my gaze, to stare at the floor, to become invisible inside my armor. But I didn't. I met her eyes, and I held them for 3 full seconds, which felt like a lifetime carved into marble. She looked at me. Her expression did not change. It was not warm. It was not angry. It was something far more dangerous than either. It was curious. She turned back. She resumed walking. The procession continued as if nothing had happened, as if the world had not briefly paused on its axis and then quietly restarted. By the time she reached the far throne dais and ascended the steps without looking back, every guard had exhaled, every advisor had resumed writing, and every scribe pretended to have been blind and deaf for the last 30 seconds. Every guard except the one beside me. He leaned 1 inch toward my ear. His voice was barely a breath. "You are either the bravest man in this hall," he said, "or the most foolish." I said nothing. My heart was still hammering against the inside of my chest plate like it wanted out. 3 hours later, a royal page found me in the barracks corridor. Small boy, formal uniform, carrying a folded black envelope sealed with green wax, the Queen's personal seal. He held it out without a word. I took it without a word. He left without a word. Inside was a single line of handwriting, precise and sharp like everything else about her. She was already there when I arrived, standing at the tall window that overlooked the golden city of Valethorn, her back to the door, her braid resting between her shoulder blades. She did not turn when I entered. She spoke to the glass. "You called me extraordinary." "Yes, my queen." "Why?" I thought about the careful answer, the safe answer, the answer a trained guard should give. Then I gave the true one. Because in a hall built to make you look powerful, you managed to look human. And somehow, that made you more powerful than any of it. The silence stretched long. The golden city glittered below us. Then, Queen Seraphine of Valethorn, conqueror, ruler, untouchable, smiled. Just slightly. Just once. She did not turn around, but she smiled. "You may stay," she said quietly. "Not as a guard." She finally turned, those golden eyes meeting mine in the early light. As a voice. Someone in this palace should speak the truth. And just like that, from the last recruit, the almost rejected, the least of 12, I became the only one she trusted. Report to the inner court at dawn.
Come alone.
S. No title. No explanation. Just the initial. Just the command.